Hi from Astana, welcome to the live broadcasting from the sidelines of Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit 2024, where Silkway team and today will be providing the most updated insights from the summit and engage with the top speakers. I'm Baljan Samigulina.
And I'm Dorian Sagulov. Today we go in live out of our special mobile studio of Silkway TV channel. All the main events of 24th Shanghai Cooperation Organization are about to start today. Astana hosts today the leaders of the countries that together comprise 45% of the world population. Today it is a place where all the most important political decisions will be made.
Indeed, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization is a permanent intergovernmental organization. It comprises 9 countries as member states and 14 countries as dialogue partners. And this year, Kazakhstan has been chairing the SCO. The country outlined 6 priority areas, namely security, economy, energy, digitalization, ecology and culture, and for these areas the country has already made some proposals that are being in the consideration for the member states, and today we are expected to sign and to adopt around 30 documents in these areas.
So now we're waiting for the president of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, to meet his counterparts, the leaders of the member states of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And now we can see the first motorcade actually, and that is approaching the Independence Palace. It is the main place where the Shanghai Cooperation Organization is taking place now. Let us talk a little bit about this organization. So the main session of the current SCO summit is about to begin. For Kazakhstan, the summit in Astana is one of the most pivotal and one of the most important political events. Kazakhstan consistently promotes a policy of peaceful cooperation with all power centers simultaneously. Therefore, the presence of largest global and regional players is so important and symbolic, actually.
And now we can see the cortege of member states of Shanghai Cooperation Organization has just approached the venue for Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit 2024. Let me remind you that the organization comprises half of world's population.
And now it is time for President of Kazakhstan to meet the Minister of External Affairs
of India, and let me remind you that Minister has already held bilateral communications and discussions with his Kazakh counterpart, Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Kazakhstan, Murat Nurtli, early, and now he is being greeted by President Tokayev just ahead of the main session for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And let me remind you that India has become a member of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. In 2017, it was the first case when the Shanghai 5 mechanism has expanded its activity and added more players in this organization.
And now we can see the wide shot of Astana main cities, and here the motorcade, the vehicle of the next leader of the country of the country member of SCO of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and he will be also met by the President Tokayev. And now we can see that this is the President of Kyrgyz Republic, Sadir Japarov. Sadir Japarov, the President of Kyrgyz Republic, is dedicated to enhancing the country's role within the SCO. His administration has focused on fostering economic cooperation and regional connectivity, particularly with Kazakhstan. Japarov's efforts in promoting trade, investment and infrastructure development align with the SCO's objective of regional prosperity. His commitment to the organization's vision is reflected in Kyrgyz Republic's active participation in SCO initiatives. Actually, I must say, Kyrgyz Republic is one of the founding members of Shanghai Cooperation Organization.
Of Shanghai 5 mechanism, which was established in 2001, and now we can see some shots of the Palace of Independence, the main venue for Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit 2024, and we see that for the greeting ceremony, for the opening and welcome ceremony by the President of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, more and more participants and member states are arriving, and there is another car which has just approached the main venue, and here is President of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, the host of this event.
And I guess now we can see the President of no, it's not the President of Uzbekistan, it is the Iran, I guess. Oh, I'm sorry, it is Pakistan. Yes, it is Pakistan.
So it is the Prime Minister of Islamic Republic of Pakistan, Shahbaz Sharif, and let me remind you that Pakistan joined the organization in 2017, as well as in India, and the Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif has been a key figure in advancing Pakistan's role within the SCO. His administration has prioritized economic cooperation and regional stability, particularly with Kazakhstan. And now we can see the flags of the member states of the organization, and particularly most of them are Central Asian countries now are being shown. And there is another cortege is coming to the ceremony.
So the welcoming ceremony is continuing. The President of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, meets his counterparts, the leaders of other member states of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. The main event is taking place in the capital of Kazakhstan, in Astana, actually. So now I can see it is the active president of Islamic Republic of Iran.
And let me remind you that the presidential elections in Iran have been going on for some time. The first round of elections held 28th of June, and the second round will be already tomorrow, the 5th of July. And it is the first case when the country since 2005 is having two rounds for the presidential elections after the accident in May of 2024 when Iran lost its past president. And here more leaders of Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit are arriving. Together they represent the half of world's population and the third of world GDP. That's why the decisions that are being taken at the SCO Summit are crucial for the entire region.
Now we can see the next motorcade just approach the Independence Palace, and now I can see it is the President of Uzbekistan, Shavkat Mirziyoyev.
Yes, let me remind you that Uzbekistan was at the core of the establishing Shanghai 5 mechanism in 2001 alongside with China, Russia, Kyrgyz Republic, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan and Kyrgyz Republic, and now he's being greeted by his Kazakh counterpart, President Tokayev, and the two counterparts do have regular meetings within SCO, within the bilateral cooperation, and as well as within the Central Asian region and CIS.
The welcoming ceremony is still in the process. We're waiting for the next leaders to come to Independence Palace, where they will be met by the host, by the President of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, and now you can see the motorcade just approached the place of the main event of this day, of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So the next guest is the President of Tajikistan. It is Emomali Rahmon. President Emomali Rahmon of Tajikistan is a long-standing advocate for regional security and cooperation within the Shanghai Cooperation Organization framework. His administration has worked closely with Kazakhstan to address common challenges such as terrorism, drug trafficking, and economic instability. Rahman's commitment to strengthening the SCO's role in promoting peace and development in Central Asia is evident in his proactive engagement in organization's activities. His leadership has been vital in shaping the SCO strategic priorities. Tajikistan actually is one of the founder members of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization.
The leaders of Kazakhstan and Tajikistan do have regular contacts within the CIS as well, the organization, and have an engagement of Central Asian countries with some international bodies. And now we can see that a welcome ceremony is on the way. And so the first main session will be based on the member states of the organization, which now numbers of 9 members, but we do expect, and officially we do expect that Belarus will become the 10th member state of this organization. And earlier the country had already participation at the ministerial meetings and the SCO profile forums, and we can see the sightseeing of Kazakhstan capital Astana by Turek, as well as some shots from the capital of Kazakhstan, which has been hosting this event. And Kazakhstan indeed is not hosting Kazakhstan is chairing the SCO not for the first time. It is the 4th time when Kazakhstan has been hosting the SCO, and at this time the country as well focused on the priority areas, as I mentioned before, which are namely security and economy. And earlier we had Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit held in India on online format, and the next host will be the People's Republic of China.
Yes, it is true. And I must say that this summit, 24th summit of Shanghai Cooperation Organization, resumes Kazakhstan's chairmanship in the organization. Let me remind you that Kazakhstan became chairman of Shanghai Cooperation Organization in July of last year, actually, and President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev announced the main agenda of Kazakhstan's chairmanship in the organization. It's combating three forces of evil, actually. It is extremism, terrorism, and of course separatism.
As well as adopts the anti-drug strategy, which has been always a crucial area for SCO member states. And Kazakhstan also proposed an initiative to open UN Regional Center for Sustainable Goals for Central Asia and Afghanistan, as well as open the investment fund and a joint network of strategic ports and logistic hubs.
Yes, this year's summit makes a pivotal moment for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization as it seeks to deepen cooperation among its member states, tackle regional security challenges, and foster economical integration across this dynamic part of the world. This year, the leaders of the SCO countries, including Kazakhstan, China, Russia, India, Pakistan, and 4 Central Asian nations, have gathered to discuss a range of pressing issues.
And let me also stop on member states, of leaders of member states that we have already welcomed, and President Kazakhstan also welcomed. It is Iran, who has recently become a member of Shanghai Cooperation Organization in 2023, and it is the latest country which has been joined to this organization. And earlier I talked to the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of Iran, who has been presenting here in Astana for foreign ministers meeting, and he said that Iran will not change its strategy towards Central Asian region and Shanghai Cooperation Organization, regardless of the results of presidential elections.
So now we're waiting for the other leaders to join the summit of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. I guess those are like presidents of Russia, presidents of Belarus. Actually, we're still waiting for them to
and also
come.
The president of
Of course.
People's Republic of China, who Xi Jinping, who has been having a state visit in Astana for already third day. He came with his state visit on July 2nd to have bilateral meetings with President Tokayev, as well as to participate at the 24th meeting of Council of Head of States of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And earlier he was met by President Tokayev at the airport, and yesterday he was welcomed at the residence of President of Kazakhstan, Alcorda. And there was also Kazakh-Chinese business forum and council that led to the agreement of 49 agreements, and indeed China now is one of the biggest trade partners of Kazakhstan, and the trade turnover between the two countries amount for $41 billion US, which has been a record for the last year, and now the countries have been aimed to boost up to $100 billion US. And now we can see that another car is approaching the venue of Shanghai Cooperation Organization.
And yes, we're waiting for the next guest to arrive, and the prestigious vehicle just approached the VIP entrance of Independence Palace, and now we can see here's the President of Republic of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko, joins the summit of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And Belarus is expected to join the Shanghai Cooperation Organization as a full member after officially applying in September 2022. This move would increase the number of member states in the bloc to 10, actually. Belarus views the Shanghai Cooperation Organization as an international platform to promote cooperation in countering terrorism, extremism, organized crime, and drug trafficking. Now you can see that both leaders are discussing something. And Belarus is in favor of strengthening the economic dimensions of the SCO as the most important factor of stability in the Eurasian region.
And while we are waiting for other member states leaders to arrive to the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit, we can also recall some opinions and analysis of experts, both Kazakh and international, that this ongoing summit is going to be expanded with Belarus, and it's going to be 10 member states. But the Shanghai Cooperation Organization is expected to further expand its activity by adding more dialogue partners, and there are two observer countries, which are Afghanistan and Mongolia, and some experts say that without these two countries, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization will not be full. And we can also say that the Shanghai Cooperation Organization went outside of Eurasian region, as well as and beyond the Eurasian region, and also added some Middle Eastern participants as dialogue partners.
Yes, it is true. So the main events of Shanghai Cooperation Organization are about to start actually. The Astana hosts the main political event of this day, even though the capital of Kazakhstan met the guests with rainy and cloudy weather. Now I guess the situation is getting a little bit better. So now we're waiting for the next president to come to the Independence Palace.
And the SCO's importance in world affairs is growing, and so the value of SCO summit as well, and especially taking into account the geopolitical agenda, the countries and the member states of the organization focus on the security measures as the first, and another priority area for all member states and other partners is the energy sector. And Minister of Energy of Kazakhstan, Almas Adam Satgaliyev, earlier told us that the countries are expected to adopt the SCO energy strategy this summit, and it will also engage the framework within the roadmap of projects that are going to be implemented in energy sector, both renewable gas and oil.
Yes, it is true. I guess the Minister of Energy of United Arab Emirates is also participates in this summit and
as a dialogue partner.
As a dialogue partner, of
this
course.
afternoon.
Yes, and I guess some agreements
are expected
related to energy sector.
Yes, and such forums and gatherings always boost and lead to multiple agreements that give efforts, that give some influence on people's on population of all people. And there is another area that's worth mentioning, which is logistics. Because the idea of Shanghai Cooperation Organization is also continuing the Silk Road, and Kazakhstan is a big player in the middle corridor, which is the Trans-Caspian International Transport Road, as well as Belt and Road Initiative. And by the way, President Xi Jinping initiated this Belt and Road Initiative in Astana as well back in 2013, addressing to the Kazakh students in Nazarbayev University, and now it is a part of Shanghai Cooperation Organization as well. And now we can see this, I think it is already a sign of this SCO summit by Terek as well as Palace of Independence. The city is being fully busy the last days with the guests and local population and waiting for these political events to be held. And all the people as well as experts are excited about the result of the summit, to which areas it will eventually result.
Yes, it is true. And we must admit, Baljan, that this year of Kazakhstan's chairmanship in the organization was quite fruitful actually. As I mentioned earlier, President Tokayev announced the main agenda of our chairmanship is combating three forces of evil. The summit provides platform, actually. The summit provides platform for members to together to jointly combating these three forces of evil, such as extremism, terrorism, drug trafficking, and in this way, this is the way to ensuring, of course, peace and stability in the region. Do you agree?
Speaking of the stability, the member states of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization are expected to adopt the Astana Declaration, which combines the measures for stability and unity in the region. And some experts, as well as the counterparts of Kazakhstan, which are members also of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, have opinion that Kazakhstan has been chairing successfully because of the no conflicts in the region this year, especially taking into account the geopolitical tensions in the world. And we have a few presidents left to be met by President Tokayev. I guess it is President of Russian Federation Vladimir Putin and President of People's Republic of China Xi Jinping.
Yes, those are one of the main guests of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit, which is held today in Astana. Why the main? Because
they were at the origins of the
Yes,
Shanghai
yes.
5 mechanism, which further transferred to the Shanghai Cooperation Organization that we see nowadays. It is expanding and it is being more influential this way, and the world. Just imagine the whole world and the half of the population belongs to this SCO.
Yes, 45% of the population actually.
And it is the third of world GDP, so any decision that are being taken here will anyhow implement and give effect to the world.
Without doubt. And let us talk a little bit about China as one of the founders of the SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Firstly, China participation in oil extraction projects. Now I'm talking about
the cooperation between Kazakhstan and China.
Yes. China's participation in oil extraction projects in Kazakhstan accounts for, let me check, for at least 16%, and by some estimates up to 20 and even 25%. And secondly, China leads in the number of investment projects related to renewable energy in Kazakhstan. And as I remember, the last year, 2023, China was on top of the trade partners of Kazakhstan actually.
As well as it is now, and earlier the countries adopted a visa-free regime to both countries, and now the volume of people-to-people exchanges have been risen by 12 times since last year. And as we talk to our Chinese colleagues, they are also saying that there are some travel routes that are being prepared for both countries, which includes Astana and Xinjiang, and it is the ancient route that can be popular for both of our nations.
And let me remind you, you're watching a Silkway TV channel. We're going live out of our special mobile studio of Silkway. The main events of the 24th Summit of Shanghai Cooperation Organization are about to start. Astana hosts the leaders of the countries that, as we mentioned earlier, comprise third part of the population.
Third of GDP and half of world's population. And now we can see that another car is arriving, and I have some assumptions who it might be, but let us wait for a few minutes until the guard will open the door to the car, and we will be able to see the leader who will be
I can tell
approaching.
it by the model of the car, who is going to be. It is the President of Russia, Vladimir Putin. President Vladimir Putin of Russia plays a pivotal role in the SCO, advocating for regional security in Central Asia and economic, and of course, economic integration. Russia and Kazakhstan both are participating in various international bodies such as Eurasian Economic Union. His leadership has been instrumental in fostering close ties with Kazakhstan, enhancing cooperation in energy, infrastructure, and of course defense. His commitment to strengthen regional partnership continues to shape the SCO's agenda. Russia actually is one of the founding members of SCO.
And the closest neighbor of Kazakhstan, and let me remind you that it is Silkway team today working from the sidelines of Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit, and we will be hosting the interviews today with the distinguished guests and top speakers of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit. And now we are waiting for the last member state of Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and I can see already the red flag, but let us wait till the end until the guard will open the door, and we will see the leader that will go out from this car.
Yes, you can see the model of the car, you can see the beautiful red flag.
I think we can already announce that it is Chinese President Xi Jinping who has been having a state visit for Astana for already third day. He came to Kazakhstan on July 2nd to have a state visit by the invitation of the president of Kazakhstan, Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, who was personally met by his Kazakh counterpart at the airport and also at the residence of the president of Kazakhstan. And we have seen a white and bright ceremony of which also have been broadcasted on our TV channel. And China is one of the main trade partners of Kazakhstan. The trade turnover between two countries accounts for $41 billion, which is the record number for the last year. And now the countries even aim for more, for $100 billion to achieve by the end of this year. And China as well is also the foreign investment partner of Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and Kazakhstan and China have been engaging in all sectors. And we can expect that at the result of the state visit of Xi Jinping to Kazakhstan, there will be multiple outcomes to share with in both bilateral and multilateral way. I think it is the all member states that we have been waiting
I
so
think
far.
so. Now, I guess I can make an assumption that we're waiting for the leaders to gather for the group photo. It's like a traditional way.
Also. The protocol part of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and as far as we know, the President Tokayev will be giving a speech before the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and there will be 24th meeting of the Council of Member States of Shanghai Cooperation Organization in priority areas of economy, security, energy, ecology, culture, and digitalization. These are the areas that Kazakhstan has outlined as the main ones for this year. And now we see that the leaders have gathered for a common group photo, which combines 9 member states as well as Belarus, which already can be, after this summit, can be named and the 10th member state of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And I guess the part of taking the picture of all leaders of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit member state have been concluded. And today, let me remind you, it is Silkwi TV channel broadcasting from the mobile studio from the sidelines of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization.
So it is true. So the main events, the main session of the current SCO summit is about to begin. For Kazakhstan, it is a very important political event because the summit in Astana is one of them, as I said, one of the most.
Let us switch to what is actually happening in Palace of Independence. We can see the round, big table in the big hall of Palace of Independence. We can see the delegations of member states are gathering, and in a few minutes, I guess they will be starting discussions in many areas, which will eventually result to some agreements.
Yes, we can see the main hall of the Independence Palace in Astana. This is the main place where the summit of Shanghai Cooperation Organization is taking place. The leaders are approaching to the main round big table that you can see on your screens, actually.
And according to the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Kazakhstan, the country held within the presidency in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization about 90 events, and 28 agreements are already preliminarily considered and discussed between the participants of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit. And these forums were thematically divided into the priority areas, and we've seen the energy ministers meeting in Astana as well, the foreign ministers in Astana and defense ministers of Astana, which have always been crucial areas for SCO collaboration.
Yes, it is true, and let me once again remind you, it's been a year of Kazakhstan's chairmanship in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Key initiative proposed by President Tokayev by Kazakhstan included creating an investment fund, joint network major strategic ports, logistics hubs, and UN Regional Center for Sustainable Development goals for Central Asia and Afghanistan, actually. Now we see the two important programs that should both be adopted at the Astana summit, and that's the cooperation program to counter terrorism, separatism, and extremism, and of course the SCO anti-drug strategy.
And now we can see that more people have already entered to the ceremony hall.
В столице Казахстана, городе Астане, для участия в очередном заседании Совета глав государств, членов Шанхайской организации сотрудничества. За почти четверть века наша организация стала важным механизмом системы международных отношений и вносит существенный вклад в обеспечение устойчивого роста и всеобщего прогресса. Плодотворное взаимодействие в сфере политики и безопасности, экономики и культуры наши страны задают вектор развития всего евразийского континента. Совместными усилиями, укрепляя шанхайский дух и продвигая шанхайские принципы, мы превратили ШОС в одну из самых влиятельных и авторитетных международных структур. Благодаря уникальности и огромному потенциалу нашего объединения, интерес к нему в мире неуклонно растет. Сегодня на саммите в Астане будет принято важное решение о дальнейшем расширении нашей организации. В этой связи хочу поприветствовать президента Республики Беларусь, уважаемого Александра Григорьевича Лукашенко. Ваша страна за короткий период времени выполнила все необходимые процедуры на пути к полноправному членству в Шанхайской организации сотрудничества. Если нет возражений, предлагаю начать заседание с церемонии подписания документов о приеме Республики Беларусь в состав государств-членов ШОС. Пожалуйста.
Дамы и господа, начинается церемония подписания решений о предоставлении Республике Беларусь полноправного членства в Шанхайской организации сотрудничества. Главы государств-членов Шанхайской организации сотрудничества подписывают решение Совета глав государств-членов Шанхайской организации сотрудничества о завершении процедуры приема Республики Беларусь в члены Шанхайской организации сотрудничества и предоставлении ей статуса государства-члена Шанхайской организации сотрудничества. Решение Совета глав государств-членов Шанхайской организации сотрудничества о долевых взносах государств-членов Шанхайской организации сотрудничества в связи с предоставлением Республике Беларусь статуса государства-члена Шанхайской организации сотрудничества.
Церемония бітті ма? Қойып отырмын. Бітті ма?
Екінші екі документті қоямыз. Беларусь мүшелігі бойынша екіншісі бюджет.
Бюджет.
Дамы и господа, церемония подписания документов завершена.
Уважаемые главы государств, решение о полноправном членстве Республики Беларусь в Шанхайской организации сотрудничества принято. Уважаемый Александр Григорьевич, искренне поздравляю вас. Уверен, сегодняшний день станет ярким.
As we have just witnessed, the Belarus has been granted to become the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit member state, and there was a ceremony of the signing between all member states, and now Belarus can be named officially as the 10th member state of SCO.
Yes, it is true. The Belarus joined the Shanghai Cooperation Organization after officially applying in September 2022, like almost 2 years ago. Now this move increased the number of member states of Shanghai Cooperation Organization up to 10, actually.
Up to 10, and as experts say, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization may continue its further expansion, and we see that the diplomatic delegations are now also presented at the ceremony hall of the Palace of Independence. And let me remind you that this is Silkway TV channel broadcasting from the Seoul sidelines of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and now Shanghai Cooperation Organization comprises 10 member states and 14 dialogue partners.
So the official start, the welcoming ceremony of 24th Summit of Shanghai Organization Cooperation just ended, and now we have seen that the Belarus joined the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and I have to tell you that this is not the end for our mobile studio of working from the sidelines of Summit of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. We will join you later with more interviews broadcasting live from the mobile studio of Silkway TV channel.
As well as we will be sharing with the atmosphere of Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit, which is now being situated in the Palace of Independence in Astana. And this is Silkway TV channel team, Daurian Sagulov
and Baljan Samigulina.
And please stay tuned on Silkway TV channel.
See you later.
Mr. Secretary General, thank you very much for your time, and we are warmly welcoming you here in the capital of Kazakhstan. So